Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Welcome to my channel. This is the number one place for entrepreneur moms to come to, not just when they're balancing work and home and living the entrepreneur life, but also when they are learning to fold into the mix of all of that, how to go multimedia and how to go omni-channel all at the same time, which you're going to need to do not just now, but for sure going into the roaring 20s. So, okay, today we're going to talk about power hour uses. If you haven't seen any of the other videos on this channel, first of all, if you're new here, click that big red subscribe button, click on the bell notification, select all so that hopefully you get all of the notifications that come out, okay? I am on, what am I on? Day 25 of my 365-day live stream orbit. And stay tuned to in November, we're going to start having produced videos come on to this channel as well as the lives and the replays. Okay. Day 2 of the 365-day live stream orbit covered the general concept of the power hour. So I'm not going to rehash that here. I will just very quickly say, when I take on students, when I coach them, I will often hear that it's really hard with the work-life balance that entrepreneurs, moms have to go through, especially. They don't know where they're going to find the time for their business. And it's really, really hard. And I say basically 7 days a week, you do have to put a power hour in there. It doesn't have to be all 160-second block of time, however. It could be, as we discussed in day 2, like different ways for you to do it. It could be 2 30-minute hemispheres. It could also be 4 15-minute quads that are just time-lapsed over a 24-hour period or a day. Some of you do shift work, so to say a day isn't exactly the most accurate thing, which is why I say 24-hour cycle or shift. Okay, so when you are using your power hour, we did discuss in the day 2 video, so go on back there and check that one out. We did discuss various uses that you could use for the power hour as a whole, however you split it up in a day. There's plenty of uses, but if you're like, gosh, I got to do all the things are on fire, I really have to cinch everything in and start getting really intentional about my business. And I do say to do a power hour once a day, 7 days a week at a minimum. So if you did split that power hour into quads, this is how I would like to see you spend each 15-minute period of that power hour, no matter how you do it. If you can do it all in an hour, great. If you have to do it in 2 30-minute hemispheres, you wake up half an hour earlier, you go to bed a half an hour later. Hopefully you're getting at least 7 hours of sleep in that 24-hour cycle, because that's what you need as an average adult, between 7 to 8 hours to be healthy. The first 15 minutes of a power hour, if you just need some guidance, I would say would definitely have to be a calendar review. Whether it's a paper calendar, a digital, or a bit of both, whatever your calendaring system is, if you don't have one, maybe you spend the first 15 minutes of your power hour actually implementing a system, a calendaring system, because you're going to need it. You're in business, right? And you're balancing all the things: house, spouse, kid, worship, pets, plants, whatever W-2 hustle you have. And then you're trying to work the business that you really want to grow, right? So if you don't have a calendar system, you're not putting a stake in the ground. You got to name it to claim it. So develop that calendar system, tweak it, improve it. If you've got to import things from one system that doesn't serve you so well to another, that's a good thing to do during your calendar quad of the 4 15-minute quads in an hour. Or if you've got a system up and you like it, this is the time to review it, to see what kind of appointments you have, what kind of appointments you need to make. Could be personal, but we're trying to focus on business here, right? So what else? What do my notes say that we should do? You want to see what kind of appointments you've made to be on podcasts or video podcasts, or if you have your own podcast or video podcast, you're trying to, during this period of time, line up and or confirm people to come onto your podcast, video podcast, YouTube collaboration or collab, that sort of thing. If you have to meet with vendors, for raw materials or any sort of supplies or anything like that. You have to go over pricing. You might want to plot that into your calendar as well. If, depending upon the type of business you do as an entrepreneur mom, you are meeting with clients, right, to perform services, to coach with them, whatever, the first of the 4 15-minute quads, the calendar review, that's when you're reviewing what appointments you have, you're seeing what empty slots you have, and maybe you are emailing, texting, messaging, direct messaging, or DMing, whatever. You're reaching out and doing all the things to reach out to all of the clients that you need to book with, and or to confirm their appointments with them, right? If you're in a direct sales business as an entrepreneur mom, this is the time that you would make sure what kind of bookings you have on your calendar, what kind of hostesses you need to reach out and coach, all that sort of thing. If you have appointments with recruits or you're having team meetings, that too should be part of what you plug in and or confirm during the calendar review period, the first of the 4 15-minute quads in your power hour. The second one is all of your customer service, like calls that you might make. And calls doesn't have to be calls on the telephone. It could be texts, it could be messages, it could be DMs, it could be emails, all the things. If there's customer service stuff, you've got to process returns, you've got to answer questions. Maybe you're beefing up your FAQ on your website if you just don't happen to have any customer service to do right here and now. I also like to fold into the mix, if all else fails or you've got your finger on the pulse of everything, you're like, well, then what do I do with this quad? Definitely make sure that you go on all of your social media platforms and make sure you're engaging with and commenting back on all of like the posts, engagements, the comments that all of your social media followers and subscribers of your business's brand are giving you. Right? At least have 15 minutes in a day. I know you're juggling a lot, but at least have 15 minutes in a 24-hour day to do that. You please both the people and the robots. What do I mean? Well, the people who are leaving the comments get all jazzed and excited when you're commenting back, for sure. Don't you like it when somebody acknowledges you? So taking the time to comment back on the comments is important. And if somebody is giving you like a simple comment and a quick thank you would do, that's cool. Or you could like or heart or favorite or retweet, it depends upon the platform, but do give people attention back. They like that, you like that, so why wouldn't that make sense, right? So during that second 15-minute quad in a power hour, at the very least, if all else fails, you've got no customer service things to do, anything of that nature, then make sure that you're engaging back and you're commenting back to please the people. Now, I mentioned pleasing the robots too. What do I mean by that? Every single platform that's out there nowadays, social media, etc., they are ruled by algorithms, which are mathematical, computational, algebraic formula that decides what gets shown and what doesn't in, say, for example, somebody's social media feed, right? So the more you're engaging back, hopefully in a very timely fashion, the more you're commenting back, the more you're retweeting, etc., the more the algorithms go, ooh, they're engaging with you, you're engaging with them. That must mean that this post, this piece of content, this material, this tweet or whatever is important. So I'm going to push it out so that more people see it. I hope that makes sense. The third quad of the 4 15-minute quads in a power hour, whether you do it all in one power hour, you have to time lapse it out over your busy balancing work and home life day. Hey, Sherry, indeed it does. Yes, it does. Hello. Let me just, oops, I'm not in my chat. And you'll notice, Cher, I'm not having technical difficulties because I'm not using the crazy software going out to a pre-scheduled live stream. I have to crack the code of that. So let me go. Hello, Cher. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Right on. Cheers to that. Absolutely. All right. So the first of the 4 15-minute quads is your calendar review, working on your calendar, putting in a calendar system if you don't have one, upgrading the one that you do have, making sure all your appointments with clients or anything else, vendors or anything else, If you have a podcast, a YouTube channel, or a video podcast channel, now's the time. Make sure you're booking people. Make sure you're sending out emails and messages and communications to get booked on podcasts, to get booked on video podcasts, to do YouTube collabs. You would be surprised how many micro-influencers especially are desperate for content and desperate for interviews. You think you're being pushy? I think not. So use that first of the 4 15-minute quads for calendar review blocking systems. The second 15-minute quad I just said should be either customer service to the extent that you have it, working on FAQs, and at the very least, spending some of that time, if not all of it, if the other things are taken care of, on social media, commenting and engaging back. Okay. The third quad, if you're in direct sales, this is where you're going to spend a lot of your hostess coaching activities. This is when you call your hostesses, you put your hostess packets together and stuff. If you're not in direct sales, what do? Well, I tell you, if you have customers and they're not reaching out to you, they don't need returns, they don't have questions, they're quiet, it's always good to reach out to customers and communicate with them. Make sure that they're happy. Give them the white glove service. If they came to get services from you, maybe you want to see if they're happy. Maybe you want to see if they want to book again. You want to get feedback from them. You can do that by phone call. You can do that by email or messaging. You can also email your email list like a SurveyMonkey survey. This is a good period of time to set one of those up and send it out. You want to communicate with your email list to keep it vibrant and alive. So if you're not in a direct sales business and you don't have hostess coaching, you can still kind of email coach, and your customers, you can coach them to make sure they're happy, to get feedback from them, to keep putting deposits in the bank of know, like, and trust, and maybe score more sales or bookings or service calls, whatever it is that you do, more coaching sessions, anything like that. If you have any sort of tangible snail mail type of stuff that you do, thank you cards, you're sending out gifts, you have tangible mail outs that were part of whatever package anybody bought, this might be a good time to kind of get on that step by step as well. And then the last of the 4 15-minute quads, this one's kind of a no-brainer, but if you can't get it done at any other period of time, you can get it done now, and that is administrative type of stuff. If you don't have a big team and you're a one-man, or in this case, a one-woman band, this is the time where you're going to pay bills for your business, balance your business checkbook, online. This is where you're going to send out invoices. Ooh, don't knock everything over. Please don't do that. Entrepreneur moms, here I am balancing away myself. I'm almost done, Stephen. Let me help you, baby. Okay. This is where you also want to spend time cleaning out your email and dealing with your spam and setting up your email filters and stuff like that. This is also a period of time, administrative-wise, where you're going to work with a CPA to optimize your taxes or get them filed. You're going to speak to an attorney to make sure that you've got everything set up properly, legal compliance and tax-wise. What else are you going to do? File paperwork, make scans, upload into clouds, and you can also go through and audit on all of your devices to get rid of duplicates of anything that you might have downloaded or uploaded into the cloud. Clean out your cloud, clean out your devices, right? Clean them out, update all of your softwares, all that kind of stuff. Hey, Transformational Healing by Donna, what's going on, my friend? Hi, Transformational Healing by Donna. Thanks so much for coming by. You'll want to hear all of this on the replay. It's very practical today. All righty. And she says, love this. Thank you. By the way, I begin my orbit November 1st as a fantasy fiction writer, completing my novel by November 30th. Oh my gosh. So what are you going to do, Cher? Let us know how your orbit plans out. And by all means, if you're so inclined, folks, go and follow Cher. Hi, Della. What's going on? I love it when my students show up for these. Yay. Thanks so much. Oops, let me keep this other device open. Thanks so much for coming by. Oh, hi, Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine. Will do. Planning right now. It's going to be an adventure. Thanks for all you do here. You're welcome. This is part of the reason why I do my live stream Orbit. This is to give you guys a chance, step by step by baby step, little bite at a time, kind of wrapping your arms around the whole entrepreneur mom thing, work-life balance thing, the whole 9 yards, while you're also simultaneously getting multimedia and omni-channel in your approach. So when you split things down in your power hour, you guys were just showing up. Jasmine, if I'm not mistaken, you're one of the students that really did well splitting everything up into 4 15-minute quads out of the whole hour-long power hour that you could do. I mean, some people, it's just better for their schedule. Boom, they can shoot right through everything they'd prefer, and logistically, they can pull off a whole hour in one shot. Okay, so Jasmine, you're going to really want to listen to this on the replay because I go through suggestions of what you could do with each of those 4 15-minute quads. I mean, for goodness sakes, if you're at a loss and you're like, how do I make the most of this time? Even splitting this up into 15-minute bites a piece. Yes, this is really actionable when one of the quads you're working on your calendar, and I talk to you how to do that. Another quad, you're dealing with customers and engagement on social media and commenting back. 3, you're talking about if you're in direct sales, this is hostess coaching time. But otherwise, this is client, customer, and email list outreach time where you are, surveying them, you're contacting them. This is also a good time, I didn't say this earlier, for you to get testimonials from happy clients and happy customers, right? And to see what they like about the products, the services, anything that you're doing. And sometimes, honestly, even when you're not directly going for this, you can get more bookings, indirect sales, you can get more sales, period. You can get more orders. And then the 4th quad, like I explained earlier, that's for administrative stuff, both digital and tangible. So, Della said yesterday my power hour was used in SEO research. Good girl, Della. We're going to be going over SEO more. Probably next week. I do have everything scheduled out for the 365-day live stream Orbit, but I can definitely slide stuff around. Believe me, there's plenty of time. Today's only day 25. So, yes, this is definitely one to listen to on the replay. All right, you guys, I will talk to you later. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button. We are going to be talking about everything over this Orbit, from social media platforms to email list conversions to chatbots to voice search. Oh my goodness, so much good stuff. Oh, Cher says, looking forward to your Frost and Drop. That's right. You can go to, let's see, you can go to www.frostin.com/suite. I forget, it's my own channel. I'm allowed to do that. That's the link that you can opt into to see the November 2019 product drop for the cranberry batch of Frostin', which is a course that you get at a ridiculously bite-sized price. And there are other items in the drop. They can vary from month to month. We have different plans to do different things. What is in the drop in addition to the course, if you get the course can stand on its own. It does. But there are other things that you can get, like graphics packs and overlays, and that also comes with anywhere from a 25 to 40 page PDF that can walk you through all sorts of hashtag optimizations, all sorts of cool stuff. And there's additional stuff in this drop too. So I don't want to spill all the beans. So make sure that you go to Frostin, not frosting. You got to drop the G there. Frostin.com/suite. Okay, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.